Sorry, I'm not trolling you, Sri Lanka, but obviously, Bangladesh wanted to lose. Let me tell you, Bangladesh wanted to lose, but the Sri Lankans didn't allow them to. That's how I will sum this matchup, because 4-wicket win for Bangladesh. Yes, Bangladesh have beaten Sri Lanka by 4 wickets, and now the super force has been thrown wide open in the first game itself. Because Tauhid Hridoy and if you look at it, his 50 as well as Saif Hassan's 50 gave Bangladesh the ideal platform. But then Jakir Ali fell. Then you had Nasoom Ahmed hitting it straight to the fielder missed in Charit Asalanka. And Bangladesh needing 1 run to win of 5 balls. They have won with 1 ball to spare.
It was from 1 run to win of 5 balls, they reached 1 run to win of 2 balls. And at that point, me and Siddharth are thinking, we're like, we've seen stuff like this play out. 2016 versus India, anyone. And it's not just that. They've had a number of times where they've just come this close to winning crucial matches and then they've thrown it away. So, I mean, this is just it is the history of Bangladesh.
Of
so
course.
They've actually managed to, get out of that funk, break out of it and say, okay, cool, we've got the win. And as Siddharth rightly points out, now it's thrown this wide open, because you could potentially, guys, just bear with me here, assuming India beat Pakistan tomorrow, that means the second match for both Pakistan and Sri Lanka, they're facing each other. That could be a potential knockout game. Whoever wins is alive, whoever loses is all but out.
All but out. No, I'll tell you why. Because see, India beat Pakistan tomorrow, okay? 2 matches then become incredibly important.
Yeah.
Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh.
Correct.
Because if India win all 3, I'm assuming India win all 3, then Pakistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka becoming equally important. Because if Pakistan beats Sri Lanka are done. Because one of Pakistan and Bangladesh will definitely get to 2 wins.
Correct.
So that is why now Sri Lanka only themselves to blame. I mean, for some moments, they did actually ensure that they put Bangladesh under pressure. Look at it, 22 of 15, 34 or 25 of Mendes and Patum Nisanka. They should have gotten far better. But then that disastrous middle overs phase. Kamil Mishara, 5 of 11. Kusal Pereira, 16 of 16. Asalanka, 21 of 12. But what was Dasun Shanaka thinking in the final over? Nahi. Dunit Vellalage is a decentish bat. 4, no, I'll play all the balls. 4 dots, last ball 6. And that's how you missed out on 10 or maybe 7-8 runs extra.
Yeah, and actually now that you think about it, if you had those 10 runs extra to play with, then this last over becomes a very, very tricky scenario.
Yep.
And actually that's the thing. We know that, okay, this match is of course in Dubai. Usually speaking, if the dew plays a factor, and it did look like in the second innings it got way easier to bat. You need at least about 180 to play with. Yeah. Nothing beyond that is going to do the trick. And sadly, I think at 168 for 7, we always knew that they were kind of below par.
5-6 runs below par, yeah. Because see, there is no escaping from this. The one over which changed the entire complexion of the match was Kamindu Mendes' over. It was at that time when Tauhid Hridoy and Saif Hassan really went after him. And that's why, just go down, Pawan, look at that particular bit. Look at it. Go down, even further. 1 over for 16. That killed the contest for Sri Lanka, and that is why 169, Saif Hassan and Tauhid Hridoy have ensured, after the early jolt of losing Tanzid Hassan Tamim. Because of that, Sri Lanka only themselves, imagine, 2 overs, Bangladesh dropped 3 catches. That's why I said, Bangladesh wanted Sri Lanka to win, but Sri Lanka refused.
But Sri Lanka were like, no.
Exactly. So that is why this match, I'm telling you, is one which Sri Lanka will really be hurt by, because they won all 3 league games. They thrashed Afghanistan, supposedly the second best team in the competition. They had beaten Bangladesh quite easily. They suffered a scare against Hong Kong. But losing this to a Bangladesh side, that were kind of low on confidence is going to hurt Sri Lanka big time. And their task is not going to get any easier.
See, I mean, every team who was in the Super Fours would have looked at their games, aside from India games, as being matches which they could have won. So if you end up on the losing side in any of those matches, you know your chances are now halved, because for a Pakistan, you'd think, okay, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, I can beat. Sri Lanka similarly would say, Bangladesh, Pakistan, I can beat. Bangladesh also could look at it and say, okay, yeah, we may not stand much of a chance against India, but Sri Lanka, Pakistan are beatable on their day. Now, Sri Lanka, who many of us, I had picked them as probably the second best team in Asia, in this Asia Cup, are at a situation where they are staring at elimination.
Exactly. See, there can be two scenarios. Scenario number one, India wins all three. Sri Lanka beats Pakistan, but Pakistan beats Bangladesh.
Then it comes down to net run rate.
Rate. Okay. Now, if Pakistan loses to both India and Sri Lanka, then Sri Lanka then have to count their lucky stars in, because see, they have to beat India in the last game.
Yeah. And that's tough.
That is very tough. Bangladesh, on the other hand, they just need to beat Pakistan.
Right.
And they're through. Because then Pakistan, Sri Lanka, they'll cancel one amongst each other.
Correct.
So that is why now, tomorrow's game, by the way, the whole Super 4 could go topsy-turvy if Pakistan beat
if Pakistan win, then suddenly everything is thrown wide open.
Everything is thrown wide open. And that's why this loss by Sri Lanka has made already what was a very complicated Asia Cup even more complicated at this point in time. And we are already seeing the build-up. We have done the videos. You can check it out on Sports Today also. That Nikhil's done a live from the Dubai International Cricket Academy that's there. Pakistan had a practice session. Mohsin Naqvi is there. So the pressure is even more on Pakistan.
Yeah.
India didn't have, they had an optional practice they've left in the day itself. So that's why India are kind of chill, but Pakistan are under immense pressure. So tomorrow, with this loss that Sri Lanka have had, tomorrow's game assumes even greater significance, if I may add, in that sense. So what has happened? Patum Nisanka and everybody tried their level. Shanaka 64, but it was not helping Sri Lanka at all. They kind of missed 7-8 runs because of his last
I think Sri Lanka, for all the talk, and I think I did stand, I still do feel like my assessment wasn't entirely wrong with them, but a couple of players have let them down. I think one of them, just scroll up to the Sri Lanka scorecard, Pawan. Yes, Mishara, I mean, I'm sorry, he has played 9 T20s in his career so far. His career strike rate is 119. That is by no stretch of the imagination good enough or close to being good enough.
And Kusal Perera, I mean, you're living upon past glory here from Kusal Janit Perera. And that's why his time apparently seems to be done at this point. Kusal Mendes.
See, Mendes has reinvented himself in recent times as a decent opener. We know what Nisanka can do. Shanaka, Asalanka, even a Kamindu at times, or Wanindu, we know can give you runs lower down the order. But that number 3 position and 4 position, their middle order is very, very...
Yeah. I mean, Kamindu is batting totally out of position.
Yeah.
Which is why I think number 3 or number 5, you can either put Kamindu there and push
Shanaka lower down the order.
Yeah, push Kushal Perera down the order. He's an attacker. So that's why push Kushal down the order. But I don't know why they're not playing Tikshana. Chamira has proven to be expensive in most of the games that he's played.
I think the problem is that they already have too many spin options, right? I mean, you've got Wanindu, who's a spin option. You've got Dunat Valalage, who's also a spin option. So I think that's the reason. I think in the last game, I remember one of the matches I was watching, Tikshana did seem... His form has been off lately. Wanindu, the advantage he gives you is that he's at least a decent bat. So he can offset one or the other. With Tikshana, poor guy can't hold a bat.
Decent bat in a farmers league called the SLPL.
It's better than what Tikshana would give you, which is no batting.
No batting and no fielding.
Exactly.
Oh, poor fielder.
Do not remind me of his blooper reels when it comes to catches.
Exactly. God. So Tikshana could have been an option in place of Chamira, because you have a Nuwan Tushara, you have a Dasun Shanaka. Why do you need more pacers on this particular kind of Dubai wicket? So somewhere down the line, I think Sri Lanka will have to revisit their team composition.
Yeah, I agree.
In Dubai. Because they played all in Abu Dhabi until now. And adjusting to Dubai, I think, has taken them some time. And that is why now Sri Lanka are staring at elimination immediately at this point in time. So... yeah, not looking good at all for Sri Lanka. It's been a bad day for them. And
a terrible day.
2 overs, 3 dropped. You couldn't capitalize on 10-15 runs additional. So, doesn't look good at all in that sense. So let's take a couple of comments and then we'll just do a short preview for the India-Pakistan game tomorrow then. So let's take some comments.
Let us see. We've got, let's see. Live chats. We've got.
Okay. Abhishek Rawat is like saying, best match so far. Go up.
Up.
Best match so far. The thrill the last ball had. That ball hit the stumps, my word. I think he's either been sarcastic or that was genuinely shaping up to be a thriller. Okay. And Dex saying, my favorite team lost. Yes.
Yes, Sri Lanka is one team that you have a soft spot for.
I have a soft spot and they lost. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the team that crossed the line, it was a good performance from them. So that's why kudos to Bangladesh for ensuring that they managed to get the better of Sri Lanka.
Just lower down slightly. You've got Priyanshu says that just slightly lower. He says that Pak won't even win a single Super 4 match. I think that's a bit of a, little bit of a stretch. I do think they could potentially beat Bangladesh if it really comes down to it.
Yeah, I mean, see, why I said, I'll just mention the so-called enthusiasts are saying, ban upset Sri Lanka. Yes, it is an upset.
Yeah, of course.
Because see, on current form, 3 matches Sri Lanka had won. They beat Bangladesh in the previous match. So now they've upset them back. Agreed, in that series that they played in Colombo, Bangladesh had beaten Sri Lanka 2-1 in the series there, in the T20
But
series.
historically, this has been a rivalry which Sri Lanka have dominated. Let's be real.
Bangladesh are closing the gap. I do agree with that. But see, it is an upset in that sense. So enthusiasts, you can take your enthusiasm somewhere else then in that case.
But it's okay. He's sending us, he's being a little troll here. That's fine.
I know, a troll in that sense. Abhishek, I think Bangladesh can shock India with their bowling, with their spinners. If I have to look at it, Nasoom Ahmed, he's been a revelation in one of the games.
Rishad hasn't been playing for them much, right?
No, Rishad, after
Very
the
surprising.
Sanju Samson onslaught, he's not been playing that much. Although he did play in a couple of games though. So.
It's a bit unfortunate, but also it's reflective of Bangladesh in general just not trusting wrist spinners that much.
Yeah.
They barely had any play for them.
Nasoom Ahmed, left arm orthodox, and then if you look at it, Mahedi Hassan, the off spinner, has been tremendously good in that sense. So yeah, I think Bangladesh can tie India down, but I think the batting won't succeed against.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this batting lineup, but it's very dependent on maybe 2 players.
Yep. So anything else or?
I think we're good.
We are good. Okay. So basically, it's tomorrow that we are all gearing up for
The big day.
Yep. In
The big
less
day,
than-
round 2.
Yeah. In about 20 hours time, we are going to be back for India versus Pakistan round number 2. And India win, Pakistan then have to face 2 knockout games against Sri
Correct.
Lanka and Bangladesh. Same now for Sri Lanka as well. Both their games against Pakistan and India are knockouts.
They're must wins.
But the India game is their last Super 4 game. So by that time, it can either be a dead rubber or qualification can still be at stake. Although looking at it, I think it can be a dead rubber at this point in time. So we'll be doing lots of build-up for India versus Pakistan. Nikhil will be sending you live updates from Dubai as and when it happens, from the morning onwards until the night. We'll have Sunil Gavaskar, Harbhajan Singh, all of us. We'll be there in the studio, full house tomorrow. And India versus Pakistan, round 2 in the Super 4. So from me and Shane, it's good night. Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mothers.
Stay safe and subscribe to Sports Today.